Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to All Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene. So lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info and solo. So all around town radio
show. Thank you, Mark Robinson from Sweet Sister Mercy and Company there. Rob Nadler in the studio bringing that one to us. Thanks for being with us today, everybody, on this Monday, March 6th. It is. Hopefully you're hearing us okay. It's Backstage Hall Pass today, and it is our weekend update. Had to stop and think about that for a minute. What day is it? Let's see who's checking in here. Glenn checking in on the YouTube channel. Rob Paisley also on YouTube. Don't forget, lovely people, you lovely people out there, that we do have a YouTube channel at All Around Town Radio. Yes, you can find it on YouTube. And in the event the Book of Face ever goes down, that's where we will be broadcasting from. If it's still alive, we will. All right, let's see who else is checking in on the old comment section. Good Lord, I've got to get to these. Okay. Hi, Chris. Going to talk about you. He says, Hallmates. Yes, cellmates in the house today. Steve Stein from the Times. Thanks for being here, Chris. Checking in also there from Todd the Fox. We'll talk about them in a minute. Gina McCann in the house, the lovely. Voice like butter with cayenne pepper, Gina McCann. Good to have you with us, Gina. Hi, Stephen. Thanks for being here. TJ Wethington in the house. TJ, the DJ. No, actually, TJ, the singer. He's a good one, too. Hi, Stephanie Rumpke. The Rockstar Band in the House Toys checking in on the band page today. Thanks for doing that on YouTube also. Thank you. Man, that gives us 3 viewers on YouTube today. What is the occasion, people? Hi, Mike. Thanks for checking in from the Whammies. Looked like you had a great weekend. Skip from Liars for Hire in the house. Hey, real quick, while we got people checking in, I want to make sure I let the musicians know that are on here. If you're submitting your gigs, you're submitting them for 2 weeks this week. So please watch that on the post. A lot of people skim over it and just put it in for the weekly thing this week, but put them in for 2 weeks. I'll explain all that at a later date. All right. Hello, Jeanette Baker. I hope you're feeling well. Thank you for being here. Ditch in the house. Happy Gorgeous Monday. It is a gorgeous Monday. Kevin Cooper. Speaking of gorgeous, there's Kevin Cooper. And even more gorgeous, there's Seven West off his weekend trip to Chicago on world tour with Six String Hustle. Hollywood checking in on YouTube as well. Thank you. There's 4 on YouTube today. How about that? It's climbing quick. Hi, Douglas. Doug Drew, the man behind the kit with Dreamboat Annie and DV8, or DV8 and Dreamboat Annie, however you want to put it. He is the man, the myth, and the legendary drummer. Jim Kilroy, thank you for being here. Eric Sears, got to see him yesterday. I did. I'll go easy on you, my friend. No, I'm going to talk about you at the end of the show. That'll be our Sunday. What a great day. I wish I could have stayed longer. I do. Hi, Diana. Thank you for checking in. Expert photographer, Diana Halligan. Yes. Yes, I think you're right. Book of Face failings becoming a win, not if. I agree. I'm a little worried about that, but, we'll do what we got to do. And you never know. My website's down right now. It's being rebuilt. So if you go to our website, you won't see anything on our website, but we can stream to it as well. We can. Hi, Tina. What's going on up there in Springfield, Ohio? You doing all right? Heath Bowling. Oh, yes. What is broadcasting? Way to show your age. Streaming, homie stream. Streaming, broadcasting. Everybody's a guy. Never mind. I'll be nice. I love you, Heath. Everybody's a judge. They're a judge. I have more producers on this show than I care to have, except none of them are in the studio helping me. They're not. YouTube is a much better connection, Rockstar says. I agree. Steve Downey. Well, welcome to the stream today, because how do you know I'm not broadcasting, Heath? I may have a low power FM station going right out of here, and it could just be the voice of my cul-de-sac. That's the way we put it. Hi, Chris Thompson. Great to see you over the weekend. We'll talk about you. Mike Tekulve in the house. Man, I missed that Dreamboat Annie show over the weekend, but and there were some great players there, I'm sure, for that one. Yes, I missed a shirtless dude and a guy doing handstands during their show at Naughty Pine. Quite an interesting evening. The Naughty Pine always, never disappoints. There's always a cast of characters at the Naughty Pine. Glenn says I have 5 here. Thank you, Glenn, for producing my YouTube channel. Glenn's the one that made me get on YouTube, actually. He forced me. He threatened to boycott if I didn't. Well, he would have boycotted because he's not on the Book of Face. Hi, Bill Burley. We got to get started. I've got a lot to talk about. We had one hell of a great weekend of music. Hello, Carolyn. Good to see you from the park, man. I'm telling you, it's a good day to be outside. What a beautiful day. It is. Seven's had an incredible weekend. I'm glad none of you went to jail. That's a good thing. Gary Jackson. And yes, we're going to give you a little plug here about Night Rain in just a minute, my friend. We are. Thanks for being here. He's checking in on YouTube. Jim Jones in the house, my resident Elvis. I've got my resident Gene Simmons. I got my resident Elvis now on the show. Rick Maxwell in here from Night Rain. Melissa, thank you for dropping by. Yes. Yes. I don't know what Wednesday night was, but you and Seven have your conversation, Heath. I'll back out of that one because I have no clue what you guys are talking about. Yeah, Dave said he worked the Carrie Underwood show. 19 trucks and 180 stagehands. Wow. She's making some money from starting out on American Idol, isn't she? She really is. Lindsay's ready for St. Patrick's Day. He wants to see Heath Bowling dress up as a leprechaun. Now that would be a sight. I want pictures of that. Hi, Kimberly Robbins. Thanks for being here today, guys. I got to say hi to a few more people, and then we're going to get started with our list. And I have a special guest going to call in today, hopefully, if the link works. And Scott Luck. Heath, you're always a smartass, but it's okay. That's your shtick. We love you for it. James Banks on there. Everybody's a critic, he said. Yes. All right. I got a ton of comments. I can't get to all of them right now. David Thornton, thank you for being here. And yes, AM 530. Well, maybe it's a low power FM station. I was raised on FM radio when it was first out. It was cool. And the DJs sounded really cool on FM radio, like they were all stoned. They did. What's going on? Jim McCarthy, my resident producer. Dale Robinson, he's going to write a book, and I'm going to put it up there because he had a lot to see over the weekend. Hey, if you didn't post on our page yet, guys, we do have it up on our page. Put who you saw play over the weekend on that post because it's cranking. And we always love for you to shout out the people in the venues for sure. George Orr in the house. How you doing, George? Yes. He said it was great seeing Glenn at a Dreamboat Annie show. Well, we knew Glenn was going to be there. We did. And what's going on? There's Jim throwing in a shameless plug for his shows. Jim, send me those. I'll put them on the list this week. Send them via, as Kara says, slide into my DMs. All right, I got to get started. Let's talk about it. Welcome to All Around Town Radio, guys, your number one source for live local music, news, bands, venues, and more. Lord, we're 10 minutes in and haven't even started yet. All right. And you're home for everything music. Don't forget to share our shows and support local music and the venues that bring it to you guys. And we want to thank you for last Thursday's show. Amazing numbers on last Thursday's show, all because of your shares and support. 4,600 views on that one for Who's Playing Out, and that's the most important one. And Kevin says 6 on YouTube now. Oh, YouTube. It's a sensation, people. It is. Now, don't forget to hit that little bell icon and subscribe on the Tube of You. We'd love to have you there. Jim liked my deep Johnny Fever voice. He did. All right. So thanks for your support. Dave Worthington out there. If you don't know him, he gets on here once in a while. He has dubbed all of you hall monitors, and I appreciate that, Dave Worthington. And did you know everybody now is abbreviating our show? And it's really funny. Hall Around Town Radio, the acronym for that is HATER. How about that? HATER. That's a good one, Scott. Yes, it is. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials, guys. Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and the Tube of You, if you will. Today is National Dentist Day. Dentist. Like drill your teeth dentist, in case you wanted to know. And how apropos, but it's also National Oreo Cookie Day, which will cause you to go to the dentist. It will. Oh, hater in the house. Yes, hater in the house. Hi, Bobby Sherman from Missing November. Good to see you with us today. Bill Burley in the house. Yeah, YouTube's the place. And honestly, the picture's better, even though my face isn't going to get any better. And the audio's much better on YouTube as well. It is. David Thornton went to the dentist today. Did they tell you it was National Dentist Day? He probably wanted a tip. Everybody wants tips now. Everywhere you go. We'll get into that someday. Oh, my God. Can't believe the people asking for tips. I mean, you always tip your servers, bartenders, people like that. But, man, everywhere you go now, they want a tip, even if they don't do anything. You know, you go to Rapid Fire Pizza, and they make your pizza, and they ask you for a tip and shove it in your face like, here, it says 25% unless you change it. Yeah, nuts. Nuts. Hi, Butch Snyder. How are you? Thanks for being here. All right, on a sad note, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Gary Rossington passing away yesterday. The long-term member of Lynyrd Skynyrd for many years. The guitarist has certainly, he battled many issues, including cardiac issues for the last 20 years of his life, but kept touring, man. Kept touring. I got to see him numerous times. I still to this day, love watching Lynyrd Skynyrd. There's a lot of haters out there who say, oh, it's not the Lynyrd Skynyrd. Man, they still play great, and they're a great show to see. But he went on the road every year, and Rossington had a triple bypass surgery over 23 years ago. Survived a heart attack 7 years ago and underwent another operation to address his faulty heart. But unfortunately, yesterday, he gave out. And what a remarkable musician and remarkable determination and endurance. And he passed away at the age of 71. Yep. So, yeah. Bill Burley now on YouTube says it's much better. Thank you. Hollywood said tip for the day, don't eat yellow snow. Thank you for that. Tip the sound guy. Okay. Hi, Jill. Glenn made you subscribe on YouTube. Thank you. That may get us up to 100 subscribers. I don't know. I don't even know how many I have this week on YouTube, but it's not what we have on the Book of Face. I can tell you that. So, yeah, sad news in music, but they just keep, unfortunately, all the greats are getting to that age where they're going to be leaving us, and it's a sad thing. It is. All right. Don't forget to send us your ideas for Hot Topic Tuesday. Tomorrow's Hot Topic Tuesday, I'll make a quick announcement on that, will be the lovely Karis will join me along with Ray Renee. She's going to be in the house, and we're going to talk about social media and bands using social media to their advantage or disadvantage. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow on Hot Topic Tuesday at 5 right here. So let's talk about what we did this weekend, and I'm going to have a special guest come on and talk about a show I didn't get to go to, but Thursday night, Hit the Bell and the Bear Jam. All your host of great people there, Kevin Cooper, Jim Cuesta, Kathy Laverde, Jamie Combs, Travis Hanna playing drums. Got to see him also Saturday night. And a host of others. I mean, there's so many people who play that jam. And it's an amazing, magical night of musical mayhem, as we like to say. Todd the Fox made the trip from Dayton and joined us there. And Chris, I saw you poach my pictures. Thanks. I don't care. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you grabbed my pictures I posted on the page. And let me throw up a little bit about what Chris is saying here. He's saying a lot of good things. Todd the Fox Band. They played 3 or 4 songs. I lost count But it was cool. Upright bass, Chris playing that. And Chris, put the names of your band members in. I know it's Todd and Chris. What's the female's name? I did not get her name in that, if you can. And Todd said he got called out. Yeah. Well, he could have given me photo credit at least, but he didn't. You know, it's the way it works. So I had somebody the other day, I commented on a show they were doing, and they didn't give me any cred. No, they didn't. Didn't even say hi. That was bad. All right, let's see what else went on there. So they're a brand of Americana, I guess, if you want to call it. They brand themselves Americana, the blues and beyond. I call it a little bit of a Americana rockabilly sound. And they were an interesting, fun change on a Thursday night. People loved them. And it was good. Queen Victoria. There we go. Todd the Fox, Queen Victoria, and Chris Coondog Cooney. That's who they are. And what's the demerit for, Gina? A demerit. What's Bill Burley saying? Hey, Ray, how you doing? Ray will be with us tomorrow. Ray, I'll send you that link in the morning, okay? Or maybe later this evening so you can access the show. Tornado touchdown the street. Wow, Bill. That was fun, I bet. That was fun. He said in his defense, he did give me pick credit on the those were good pictures, Chris. And I'm not even a pro photographer. Ed wasn't there that night, or he would have had professional shots done. He would have. Hi, John Barry. Thanks for watching. So let me talk about the Bell Jam. Of course, Todd the Fox, they played. A host of other folks played, and there's too many to mention. Honestly, I will highlight some of them. Our friend Matt Smith came down from Dayton's Stranger, and he played a song up there with Rick Kern, and that was cool. That was a lot of fun. Yes, Mike Roberts, thank you for the shout out on the Van Morrison shirt. I like this. I saw Van Morrison down in Florida when I was down there, and man, it was good. It was a great show. So yeah, Rick Kern up there singing. Ray Renee got up there throughout the evening. I missed Ray's performance. TJ was in the house. Like I said, a host of others, many bass players in the house, which is the Thursday jam. Always lots of drummers, lots of bass players, and some killer guitar stuff going on between Jamie Combs and Rick Kern and the group up there, and Kevin Cooper, Matt Smith chiming in. It was good stuff. So, thank you guys for the Thursday night jam. Gary Ridgway in the house. How you doing from Lakes Ridge? Got to see him over the weekend. That was a good thing. It was. All right. I want to get to Friday. If I can get to Friday here, let's see what we can do. And I'm getting some messages here to my phone, but let me get to Friday. And Dewey, if you're out there, give me a call, man. Dewey's going to report in on something if we can get him on the air here, hopefully. And let's see what we can do about getting Dewey in here. Let's see if Dewey's going to join us today. There he is. Hi, Dewey. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I got you, buddy. Thanks for dialing in today. You saw something on Friday night, right? Was it Friday? It was Friday night.
Yeah, it was. It almost didn't happen because there was some crazy weather Friday. I was in Loveland, where my girlfriend lives, and the power went out, which was pretty scary. It was about 6 o'clock, and literally everything went out. So we started thinking, well, is Milford going to be impacted by this as well? You know, so we were texting our friends there. Nobody was replying. We get. By the way, we were seeing the Eagles Project at Little Miami Brewery, just to let you know. So we get there. We get to Milford, and there's a bunch of blinking lights. Some blocks are out of power. Some have power. We pull into Little Miami Brewery, and they're obviously on generator power because everything around it's completely out. And the winds are really, really strong. It had rained all afternoon. But luckily, they had this generator to power the show. So thank God for that.
Outstanding. So I've seen the Eagles Project, and I've told people on this show, and I would bet you will agree with me that if you close your eyes at an Eagles Project show, you will honestly believe you're seeing the Eagles live in concert.
Yeah, it's the harmonies that they're able to replicate on stage is it's amazing. It really is, and we were very blessed to be in the front row. Our friends are also listeners. Carol and Kevin were able to save us a couple spots up front, so we were able to be right up there. They were supposed to play 2 hours, 8 to 10, and they actually went over by about 27 minutes. The set list that they had was longer than what they had to play, so they kept going. They actually played. If there's any hardcore Eagles fans listening, they played Outlaw Man, which is an album track. They played On the Border, and they played James Dean, which were really, really cool to hear because I don't always play those songs if we go see them live.
Right.
Sometimes they'll omit those based on time constraints,
Amazing.
So those were great. I did put up a video of Outlaw Man on YouTube that I believe they shared on their Facebook if anybody wants to check it out. And they ended up cutting Long Run and Funk 49 at the end there because they were running out of time. But yeah, tremendous performance. Very, very cool. By the way, the venue, I think it's like an event center that they built a couple of years ago, mainly for like weddings, things like that. But they transformed it into a concert venue. Sound was excellent. Everybody was super sweet when we got in there. So can't recommend it. If there's a show that comes there that you want to see, it might be a little bit more expensive than what you would normally pay for a cover, but it's worth it. It was just a tremendous experience.
Yeah, I've heard great things about that venue. So real quick, just to wrap up your little segment here, highlights of the show. Obviously, I'd be saddened if they didn't do Funk 49 and ran out of time because I like that. But what are your highlights of the Eagles Project show that night?
I can't tell you why was tremendous. That's another video I got on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out. That's always a favorite to hear just for the vocal standpoint. Trying to think of some others that were great. Already Gone is always terrific. They did do Rocky Mountain Way towards the end of the set, which was definitely got everybody up. But by that point, it got everybody out of their chairs. The last few songs, a lot of people started dancing up in the front of the stage, which was nice to see. I mean, honestly, out of the 20 some songs they played, everything was spot on. It was tremendous.
Perfect. Hey, Dewey, Kevin just asked a question about YouTube channel. Would you put your YouTube link up in the comments when we get done here so people can go look at that?
Yeah, sure. I'm no Bill or anything, but there are a few up there that people might want to see. And I also want to quickly say, I know you have a ton of stuff to talk about today, but I also want to quickly say that Dreamboat Annie was amazing as always on Saturday, and I was able to catch the end of Harry Strawberry at the Bell. And for anybody who has not seen them at the Jam or did not see them on Saturday, if they see an event pop up where they're able to make the show, highly recommend seeing Harry Strawberry. Their set list selections were great. They were playing some great stuff from the 70s I haven't heard in years.
There was so much music over the weekend to see. It was, you wish you could be everywhere, don't you? I mean, it's just, there's so many good bands out there and so many good shows.
Yeah. The Harry Strawberry were playing Seeger songs that my mom used to play me when I was a kid. I mean, it was great. I mean, I can't wait to see them again. I really can't.
Perfect. Well, Dewey, thanks for being my street team member today and bringing me the Eagles Project by proxy because I couldn't be there and I love them so much. Got to see them in Lawrenceburg last year, I think. Well, did I see him where did I see him? No, I saw him at the Blue Notes.
I think you did see him. I think you did see him in Lawrenceburg. Weren't you there with Jamie? I think I remember seeing that.
I don't remember. I can't. It all runs together. But I know I've seen him several times, and I love those guys. Great musicianship. They're fantastic players and a class act. And that act ought to be on the road. I mean, it's so good. But I would hate for them to leave Cincinnati. That's just me.
I agree.
So thank you, Dewey. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem, Scott. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. There we had Dewey Cole, guys, checking in, reporting in on that Eagles Project show. I wanted to hear about that a little bit because Dewey gets out and sees so much music, and he's another one that we love as a part of our street team here to bring back to the show. And Glenn says Dewey has great videos, so hopefully he'll put up his link in the comments here, and you guys will have a chance to do that. And Mike says Barry Taylor always does an amazing job on sound. Jim wants me to say hi to Ken Shellberger watching from Murphy, North Carolina. Hi, Ken. Thanks for watching. Dale says, woo, he's in here. He said so much good music played. All right, I've got to get to the rest of my list, but thank you, Dewey, for that Friday. I want to talk about my Friday for a minute. Hold the phone here, people. Had to stay close to home for a couple of reasons. You don't care about those. But we ended up at the Miamisburg Moose Lodge. And unbelievable. There's Dewey's link. I'm going to throw that up in the comments here, too, so you guys can see it. We got to see Night Rain. Now, Rick has sent me his stuff for a while and his gigs and so on. But never had I seen Night Rain before. And allow me to say, I was very pleasantly surprised. In fact, absolutely great. There is so much talent in this area. And there's another band that's on my list now of must-go-sees because Night Rain played a variety of songs perfectly. One of the things that I was amazed with was them doing a version of Zach Brown's Free. And I heard Dan Varner and Varner Netherton do this at Autism Rocks, and they were fantastic at it. This band and their harmonies were spot on. And that's just one of the songs. And that song was kind of a little more out of character for what the band was playing that night. But wow, harmonies off the hook. Fantastic harmonies. Guys, if you're out there, make a comment too. If you know anybody we're talking about, we'd love to hear from you. And there's my dad checking in. Thanks, Dad. You're looking good too in that profile picture. So listen to some of these songs that I collected here throughout the night on my little list. Into the Mystic, speaking of Van Morrison. Atlanta Rhythm Section. Tom Petty getting played. Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Let's see. 2 Tickets to Paradise. Stray Cat Strut. Who does Ides of March Vehicle? Very few. I think Lindsay Dave's done that before for me. But Ides of March, the song Vehicle, man, it was great. China Grove. Thin Lizzy, the boys are back in town. Got a new girl now. Can't get enough Bad Company and ZZ Top, Beard Drinkers and Hellraisers all thrown in to this wonderful set at the Miamisburg Moose Lodge by Night Ranger. Night Ranger. There we go. Night Rain. It all runs together in your head. I did also have to say a shout out to Jim Snow. We ran into him that night, and Jim in his infinite wisdom always, he gave me some crap. He's like, "Oh, you're up here to see good bands now. Don't give me crap about the Cincinnati bands either, Jim Snow." We go back and forth about that all the time, but it's lighthearted. It's fun. But yeah, we saw a great band there with Night Rain. It was so good. And Ray had no gigs this weekend. Here's who she got to see. We'll leave that up there for sure. And Mike Roberts says to compare the vocals to Dan Varner's teams. Yeah, let me tell you, it rivaled it. And Dan Varner's vocals, his group is so good. Glenn said, great list. Yeah, Glenn, put that one on your list to go see Night Rain. And we'll be announcing their shows on our show as well. So we bugged out a little bit early, right before I think they were into the final part of their last set. And we went to catch Uncle Rico at Mr. Burroughs. Now, our plan was to get there a little earlier, and we love Night Rain so much we stayed way late at the Moose. Got to Mr. Burroughs Tavern, and Uncle Rico, normally they would have had 2 songs left maybe by the time we got there, about 10 minutes till 11. Now, these boys had this place rocking so well that they played another 45 minutes plus after their time to be done. Seemed to be a trend that night. Some of the songs I got to catch were Ramble On, London Bridge, of all things, The Chicken Dance. Yes, they did. Jim Bodish is still rocking it. Jay killing it on the guitar. And Chris Thompson Well, all I got to say about Chris Thompson is he hit a note that somebody had to either have given him or he was using the magic pair of pliers to squeeze something to make him sing that high pitched. And I'll leave that alone. Jailhouse Rock, they did. They did Prince's Kitty Control. I'll say it nicely. Kitty Control. Another one, Bites the Dust. So many great songs they were doing while we were there. And Uncle Rico needs to play more often. They don't play very often. They need to play more often. What a band. Incredibly good. Mr. Burroughs, packed house. Always fun there. Everybody loves music there. And people up dancing and getting crazy. And Jim Bodish, I hadn't seen him play in years and years and years. And man, he killed it. He's a awesome front man. And the band with him, they're very talented. So Uncle Rico was the second part of our Friday night. Now I'm going to be brief on a couple other things here. Hello, Karis, host of tomorrow's show with me. And Kitty Control. That was the PC name. It was for that song. But Chris hit those loud, nice high-pitched vocals on that one. I've got a picture on our page of him doing that vocal if you want to see. Chris plays the drums, and he was, give him credit too, he's wearing a Crying Out Loud shirt, supporting another local band. Karis and I are going to be talking about social media tomorrow. Ray Renee will join us on that portion of the show. Band social media, so to speak. Hi, Sean Cooper. It was good to see you as well. Always good to see you. Sorry I missed you yesterday. I saw you pulling in as I was pulling out. Yes. Eddie in the house from Standard Country Time Band. Thank you for being here. Gary, my resident Gene. I had Elvis on today. I've got Gene on too. So let me talk about Saturday real quick, and then we're going to have to bail out of here, guys. We're getting long. Saturday, the Three Aces. Caught them. It was like Moose weekend. We stopped at the Moose again in Miamisburg because it's just a fun venue. We got a chance to see the Three Aces. Two of the guys used to play with the Dinosaurs, if you remember them years ago, from the 70s, man. They've been playing together. Songs like Bachman Turner Overdrive, Tommy Two-Tone in there, Eagles, Pure Prairie League, Dave Mason. For a three-piece band, man, they were jamming. And the Moose was incredibly packed. There was a big Monte Carlo going in the back of their big, like activity room or whatever for Miamisburg football. It was crazy. And Glenn says, I'm up to 11 on YouTube. Thank you guys for checking out the YouTube channel and subscribing to YouTube. Hit that little bell icon so you get notified when we go live. That's my shameless plug. So that one was there, and I won't dwell on that one because we didn't get to spend a lot of time there. And then Saturday, we bugged into Burroughs again at the end of the evening to hear Freak Mythology. And if you know Travis Hanna from the Bell and the Bear Jam, Travis is the drummer in this band, and they absolutely rocked it out. Playing a variety of great music. First time they played in almost 3 years, I think, together. And Freak Mythology, they have a duo called Freak Duology, but Freak Mythology. And if anybody knows the names of some of the people in that band, I did not hear back from them today, but the young lady plays bass at the Bell Jam once in a while with Travis, and that is he plays drums. And just a wonderful band. And that was Saturday night at Mr. Burroughs Tavern, as well as we stayed close to home. It was a close to home weekend, even though we wanted to travel to Dreamboat Annie and some other things, just had some other obligations. And want to say thanks to Tim Schaefer, Caroline. There you go. Thank you for that, Ray. Tim Schaefer, who retired after 41 years in the fire department. Tim Schaefer, we went to his retirement party that night while we were staying close to home, and he had a great retirement party at the Springboro Eagles Club. So happy retirement. Welcome to the club, Mr. Tim Schaefer. Sunday fun day. We're going to end it up with that. Mr. Burroughs Tavern again, close to home, 5 minutes. Kevin McCoy and Eric. Oh, unbelievably great. Playing some of Kevin's originals, playing some great standards that they always play. Every time I go in, they play for me Elvin Bishop's Fooled Around and Fell in Love, which I dearly love by them. And wonderful stuff. And yes, Second Breakfast, thank you. And they're in, Caroline and Travis are in that with Jamie. and they're great. And thank you for thanking Tim, Larry Offner. Larry Offner from Love Bomb in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hi, Heidi. Martin, how are you? Thank you. Toy checking in. Fred, thank you for being here today. So Kevin McCoy, he's always a fun entertainer. And, you know, I like the band shows a lot, but I love when Kevin McCoy just does the duo thing. And it's either him, you know, he's playing with Lee or he's playing with Eric. But Eric broke out this pedal board yesterday and this electric guitar, because Eric's a bass player in the Kevin McCoy band. And he had all kinds of sounds coming out of this thing, including a piano. So as Kevin is singing a Garth Brooks tune, the piano, it sounds like someone's playing a grand piano in the room, but it's Eric playing guitar. And it was really cool. It was. And I know, I mean, a lot of people have done that in the past and all that. It's nothing new, but it was new to me with that band, and it was fun. And Eric, if you're still watching, buddy, you did a killer job yesterday. Eric's vocals complement Kevin so well, and when Eric does his solo stuff, it's fantastic. So Kevin McCoy and Eric Sears at the wonderful Mr. Burroughs Tavern Sunday Fun Day. They've started that now 2 to 5 every Sunday. It's a great place to see music laid back on a Sunday. Go in there and kick back, watch some great tunes. Jamie Combs kicked it off last week. Kevin McCoy this weekend. Hello, Heidi. Thanks for being here. Mike Roberts, St. Patty's Day weekend coming up. Yeah, it's a big one. There's going to be a lot going on there. So, and Kevin says, brace yourself and pace yourself. Amen to that. So that's all we've got today, guys. It ran really super long. Sorry for that. For those of you that have hung in there, thank you. And remember tomorrow to tune in at 5. We're talking about social media and bands, how they use it or how they lose it. And that'll be going on tomorrow at 5 o'clock live right here at All Around Town Radio. And Dewey, thank you so much for being our street team member of the day and coming in and cashing in on your great weekend of music. Dewey's a huge music supporter as well. Chris Thompson, pleasure to see you. Keep singing that Kitty Control song, will you? That's a good one. It's good. And I'm glad I got to see it. And I'm glad you guys extended the set a little longer so I got to see more music. Donald, howdy. Thank you for being here. And guys, check in tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Until then, get on our page and post who you saw over the weekend. There's a post about that. Throw it in there. Send us your submissions if you'd like for what you'd like to hear on Hot Topic Tuesday. And we'll see you next time here at All Around Town Radio, guys. I'm Scott, your host. We'll see you. Bye, everybody.